Okay, so we need to make some more textures and alphas inside of Photoshop, and mostly we need to make the select, the start, and the A and B and Nintendo text. So I've already made several of those. I'll show you what they look like. Let's see, come over here, and you can see that I've created the text here. These are PNGs, so they have transparent backgrounds to them, the red text, which is important, or else you won't be able to, you'll have like a white block in addition to the text. So in other words, if I turn this off, essentially you want something like this, right, to save this out as a PNG with one layer that just has the text and then no other layer behind it. All right, I need to create the way I want to do these sort of like rounded rectangles here is to create an alpha, which I will use as a mask inside of Substance Painter. So I'm going to use this reference. I just dragged it into my canvas here inside of Photoshop, and I went to this rounded rectangle tool. I'm going to use a radius of 45 pixels. So I changed this to 45, and the fill, I'm going to change this to white. And then I'm going to come in here and click and drag. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I can hold spacebar while clicking and dragging to move this around. And you don't have to use Photoshop to do this. You could actually just paint this inside of Substance Painter if you are confident, but I'm going to do it this way. So once I have something I like, that looks good, so I can turn this off and have a black background. So I'll go ahead and save this now. File, save as rounded rectangle. I'll save this as a PNG as well. Whoops. And I'll hit save. So I'm going to kind of zoom in here, something like this. And then over here, I'm going to be working mainly off of this plate. And then I'm going to have a reference image off to the side on my other screen, like this one, so I can see. So inside of this front plate matte, I'm going to select the plastic grainy, and then I'm going to choose a new fill layer. And the fill layer, I'm going to change the color. And I'm using my reference to color pick this for now. And then I only want the color. I don't want anything else, so just color. There's sort of a surfacing that's happening above the color that's affecting everything else. So fill layer, and I'll name this fill layer RR for rounded rectangle. Then I'll add a black mask. Next, I need to import my new resources. So I need the A, the B, the Nintendo text that's red, the rounded rectangle, I already imported the select, and the start. Then I'll hit open. So everything except for the rounded rectangle will be a texture. So where it says undefined, I'm going to choose texture, rounded rectangle is going to be an alpha, start will be a texture, and then I'm going to import this to my project, hit import. There they all are. So I'm going to, with the mask selected on the rounded rectangle layer, I'm going to go to this alpha, and I will select this rounded rectangle and drag it to the alpha. And let's go up here, make sure that we're at 0 degrees, and let's increase the spacing. And then we're going to scale this up. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, and I'll probably do this bottom one first. I need to make sure that alignment is on UV. And the scale of this, the width of this rectangle is slightly larger than the width of this piece right here. So something like this, and it's centered with it. So this bottom one is like about half of one of these rectangles. So something like that. I want to redo this one. So what I can do is I can change this to black and then just kind of paint this away and then change this back to white. So I don't have to undo all the other work I did. All right, let's go ahead and do the text, select and start. So we're good with this. Let's create another layer. And if you hit 3 on your keyboard, let me change this. If you hit 3 on your keyboard, you'll turn projection on. If you hit 1 on the keyboard, you'll turn it off. So what you want to do is hit 3 to turn it on. By default, this sort of like mask will be like white. And you'll need to come down here to where it says base color and click and pull in whatever text you're going to use. So I pulled in the word select, right? And I want to turn off everything on this layer except for color. And the way this works is this will stay the same size, and I can just zoom in. I'll probably do it over here actually. And I want to essentially line up the word select with where I want it. Looks like the letter C kind of lines up with the right hand side of the select button. Same with the letter E, so I need to zoom out a little bit. So it's something like this. Then once you have it, just click and paint over top like so. Then I'll hit 1 and zoom out and see if I like that. It's good for now. Let's go ahead and drag start into base color and hit 3 again. Start, where is it? And I'll come over here and I want to make sure that this is lined up pretty well. This might take a few tries, and that's okay, right? You can always undo and try again. So this one's pretty centered. Looks like the right hand side of the T is pretty closely lined up with the indentation of the select and start button frame. So we'll use that as our guide. So go something like this. This is something I could spend way too long on, and you know, finish not perfect. So I'll just do that. Hit 1. That looks pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and do the A and B button. So I'll hit 3, and then I'll select A. Or actually, let's do A. Scroll down, drag A into base color. looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do the B. Alright, I think I like that. Let's go ahead and do Nintendo. So click and drag this one over here. Alright, so on the cord, my cord is so old that I can't read it, but there is faint text that like wraps around it, and it looks something like this. I don't know if that's actually correct, but I'm going to add it anyway. So I typed it out here in Photoshop, changed the font to Calibri, and then I'm going to save this out and see what we can do with it. I'm going to save it for an alpha. So save as PNG, and I'll name this chord text. Oops. Hit save. Back in here, let's go ahead and import that chord text. Open. This will be an alpha, sure. Import it to here. Let's go ahead and rename this layer while I'm thinking about it. I'll just name this front text. And I'll close this folder. And let's find the chord mat, open this up. And let's add a new fill layer. We'll turn everything off except for a color, and we'll change the color to be kind of bright, something like that. We'll add a black mask, and I'll name this chord text, that layer. And then for the alpha, we'll put in the chord text. Let's see this if this is successful. Our UV shells might be too small for this to work, but we'll try it anyway. We need to change the angle to 90 degrees. And let's try it. Let's see. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Alright, looks like it will work. That is very bright right now. We can do some things to fix that though. So, I'm going to undo that, and let's see, let's put it more on the back side. And actually, let's give it a bit of an angle because this kind of twists around a bit. And we'll just kind of go through and put this along. I'll change the angle a little bit every now and then. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the chord. Cool, okay, so that's not bad. It's very strong right now. We want to make it almost invisible. So there's a few things we can do. We're going to add a lot of damage and wear to this, so that's good. But the first thing we can do is take this 100 and turn the opacity down quite a bit, so it's much more subtle, and that already looks a lot better. Down to 7. Let's see. We can play with this later, but alright, I'm going to leave mine at 11 for now. I might turn it down again, but alright. So we've essentially finished with the stamps and yeah, like the texture stamps and stuff. So in the next video, we'll begin adding more details. We'll see you there.